I finally did it. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I actually managed to read this book. This book that I have been avoiding for the longest time of avoiding a book that I've started reading. And if you don't know, you should watch my previous video to get to know which book I'm talking about. And it is the one and only The Cruel Prince book. Oh my god, I can't believe it that I actually managed to complete this book. And now that I have completed this book and read the other two books as well, yeah, you literally heard me right. I have completed the first book and the second and third book of the series, and I can't believe it. I just can't believe it, guys. Hey, if you don't know me, I am Vanshika, and welcome to my channel if you are new. So, in today's video, all I'm talking about is reading a book that I have been avoiding for the longest time. So, as you know, the Cruel Prince series have been in my TBR list from a very long time, and I wasn't able to read it. I don't know why. It was because of the hard wordings, hard language, or being the first ever book to be fully in a fantasy world. Like, it was a first book that I read which is in full fantasy. I have read the Shatter Me series, but it's sci-fi, and people do consider it a fantasy, but it is a sci-fi for me. I don't know. My sister says it is also fantasy, but I think it's sci-fi. So this is my first ever full fantasy book, and I was having a quite difficult time when I started reading it. I remember I started it in January. The first time I read the first few pages, and it was so hard for me to understand. Then I tried again in in March, but I couldn't just read it. After every 2 to 3 page or 1 to 2 chapter, I just keeping it down because I couldn't understand a single thing about what is happening and how to pronounce these words or what it means, even after googling it. So I decided to keep this book down for as long as I can, avoiding to read it while I finish the other books. And then one day I just decided to download an audiobook of the book. Yeah, I was able to finish the first book only because of the audiobook that I got on Audible. And when I first read the audiobook, like when I first listened to the audiobook, I was like, no, it's not for me, because it was the first time ever I was listening to a book, like actually listening to an audiobook. So I was like, it wasn't for me, I can't do this. But I thought to give it a few more tries and see where it goes, and I actually managed to listen to it a lot. I can't just believe I actually managed to do that. And as days pass, yeah, it took me days. I was taking it very slow, so yeah, it took me days, but as days passed, I actually managed to read, like listen so much of it, and I was so happy. When I started it, I was like on chapter 11 or something. Then soon it was on chapter 20, then 21. I was like, oh my god, am I really doing this? Am I really understanding the book right now? I was so literally happy and over the moon to finally understand what it was saying and how to convey the feeling of this all together. And when this book was finished, I totally got why it was such a hyped series and why people say the first book is pretty hard to understand, but the last two books are much easier to understand if you actually understand the first book. And thanks to the audiobook, I was able to understand the first book, and I finished the last two books, like the second and third book in the trilogy, the very next 2 days, like in the very next 2 days. Think about it. Like, see how long it took me to finish the first book, and after understanding it, after learning how it works and how things goes, I was actually able to finish the two books in like less than 48 hours, I'll say, because I'm only counting the time I have been reading it, and it was less than 44 hours, I mean 48 hours. So yeah, just think about it. The Wicked King and the Queen of Nothing. And another thing that I actually realized was, after I finished The Cruel Prince, I understood the title a little more. I got to know why the book was named The Cruel Prince. And then also, when I picked up the second book and I saw the title The Wicked King, and the third book of the Queen, which is The Queen of Nothing, I kept it all together like this. I stacked it up like this on my table, and I was like, oh, damn. Now I understand why the books have been named like this. The Wicked King. Okay. I'm giving a little bit spoilers, but yeah. Okay, so first it was The Cruel Prince, because in this book he was a prince. And then the second book, The Wicked King, it turned from prince to king because he actually became the king of Elfheim. And it was like a lot. It happened in this book's last pages, last few pages, when he became the king. That is why this book was named The Wicked King. And wicked in a sense here wasn't because he was being very mean or think like that, but it was totally for a different thing. If you understand what I'm trying to say, he was wicked, yes, because of his strategy, his because how clever he was. And yeah, I feel like that was the reason why he was named as the Wicked King. Because while I was reading it, I also felt okay. One so also thing, I only read the audiobook for the first book. I didn't touch the audiobook for the second or the third book. I read it, like really read it, and not listened. So yeah, that was also a thing I wanted to say. Plus, I what was I about to say? Oh my god, I keep forgetting after talking about this. Ash, why? So yeah, the Wicked King. And also, yeah, I remember what was I about to say. It was an important thing. Okay, I don't know if other felt it like that, but I felt this way. Like, at a few moments, like more than a few moments, I felt like he's being stupid. I just felt like Carden, why were you so foolish and stupid for a few moments? I was like, why is he so foolish and stupid? He's a prince. He's a goddamn prince. Why are you being so foolish and so like this? And but then slowly, I understood him more and more better, I'll say. And still at few moments I was like, oh my god, why is he doing that? I don't want him to do that. I was feeling betrayed also that he was acting like that, but it was so good. Oh my gosh. And on top of that, our main lead, Jude, oh my god, she's a baddie. I just freaking love Jude. Okay, she might be one of my favorite characters, the favorite female lead characters till now. And I actually enjoyed how Jude was taking things, like she was challenging stuff even while being a mortal and having so many disadvantages in the fairy world. She was doing it, and the way she was doing it, like, queen, you ate, you definitely ate. And the last book, The Queen of Nothing. Okay, why The Queen of Nothing? Is because first of all it was the prince, the Wicked King, and now the Queen of Nothing. Why? It's because, should I say it or should I say it not? Am I giving too much of spoilers? Mm, mm, uh, should I read the back cover for you guys? Should I? I should, probably. Okay, just a tease. His voice is soft, and I made the mistake of looking into his black eyes at his wicked curving mouth. But your beauty will fade, he continued, just as softly, speaking like a lover. And all you have and all you are will rot away at nothing. Rot away to nothing. You will be nothing, you are nothing. As the exiled mortal queen of fairies, Jude is reeling from Carter's betrayal and is determined to reclaim everything he took away from her. Opportunity arrives in the form of her de- deceptive twin sister Taryn, whose life is in peril. Jude must return to the fairies' court and confront her lingering feelings for Carter. But Elfhame is not as she left it. War is brooding and she becomes enshrined and in the conflict bloody politics. When a terrible curse is unleashed, panic spreads through the land, forcing Ju to choose between her ambition and her humanity. Okay, I know maybe I'm saying a lot of words wrong over here because, like I said, the wording are hard to pronounce for me. So please don't mind that. I'm sorry if I'm saying things wrong. I just hope you understand my feelings. So yeah, I still want to give so many spoilers, but I'm controlling myself and not saying that. But after finishing like all the books, I felt something else as well. I felt so emotional, like really emotional after reading all the three books. I felt like after keeping the book down, that a part of me had been taken away from me. Since I was keeping this book down for a very long time, this whole series for a very long time, now that I have finished it, I felt so emotional and so heavy at that moment after keeping it down because now I knew what had happened. Now I have completely read it, and I personally felt so connected with everything that it was feeling like a part of me had been ripping apart from me as well. So it was quite hard, but at the same time, I'm happy. Like, seriously, I'm happy and sad at the same time after finishing the series. I'm like, I'm happy that I finished it because I was like I had this book series in my TBR from the time I started reading books and heard so much about the series because it was like in everyone's top 3 series that you should definitely read Wala. So I was quite excited, and then after finishing it I was so sad. I was like, a part of me has been ripped apart from me after I kept it down, and it was over. Another story has been over. Oh my gosh. I know I'm repeating stuff, but that's how I felt at that moment. It was so deeply connected to me for such a long time, like for months, and then now that it's over, I am so lost of words and lost at the same time. It's a mixed feeling, guys, but even with the bad feeling of it being gone, it will stay in my mind, in my heart forever as long as I live. So that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me yap about this series. And if you did, then don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.